Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Jason. I'm a Course in Miracles student and a channeler. And today, what I'd like to talk about is about forgiveness, and a little bit about the future, and also about Japan being what could be what is the word, prototype, or a possible way forward for the future for us as humans. Okay, so that's what I'm going to talk about. So the reason I was thinking about that was, by the way, nice to meet you and nice to see you guys again. Um, and so I'm going to talk about, yeah, so talk about Japan as a way forward. I'm going to talk about a little bit about Japanese culture, and then I'm going to talk about forgiveness and how that relates to what we need to do in these coming times. How important, how truly, truly important forgiveness is going to become for us in these coming wacky, wacky times. Um, to introduce this daily dose of hope, if this is your first time, I was guided by my guides to come on and give a daily dose of hope as the energies on this planet are starting to increase and have been increasing. Okay, so the first thing I want to show is this. Check this out. This is called a it's called warosoku. Which means a Japanese candle. And they're really, really beautiful. I met a candle maker last weekend, and I bought a candle from him. And this is just a an example of Japanese craftsmanship. These candles have been made for hundreds and hundreds of years, and it's just a tradition that's been passed down. Um, and so they use washi, which is Japanese paper, and they also use different oils from different plants and flowers and things like that. And the reason that I wanted to talk about this is that a lot of this culture, for example, the making of these things, there are people who have how would you call it? They are continuing the tradition. It has been passed down for many, 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 many generations, and there are still people in the countryside of Japan creating all of these different crafts. For example, these Japanese candles, different types of food, different types of wooden devices and things like that. Swords, for example, knives, and all of these things don't require electricity. So for me, I always think that that could be a prototype, and so let me get to the point then. Sorry. So that's the situation in Japan. Um, the um, the history is still there, although people are all moving out of the countryside. Everyone's moving to the cities. Everyone wants to move to like the big city, and they want to make it in the big city. But actually, in Japan, if you actually go around Japan and you fly over Japan, there's a lot of open space and there's a lot of beautiful just nature and towns and things like that, where this civilization, this culture is being preserved, and this 100, 200, 300 year old culture that was there from before electricity, for example. Well, I don't know for sure, but as far as the history that we know. So, and this, I'm going to blow this out because I think I'm going to burn myself. Hold on. Whew, smoky, smoky. So this warosoku, for example, is an example of that. And there are many, many different things in Japan that are preserved and handed down through the generations. But what's happening now is the newer generations they don't want to do that. They don't want to continue what their father or their grandfather was doing. They want to just move to the city and get a job, something in IT or something like that. So this culture, in a sense, is dying out, and this is the time right now as we're speaking. This is what is happening. Um, so in the countryside in Japan now, there are all these empty houses too, that the Japanese government actually wants people to just move in for free. Just as long as you live there for at least 2 years or whatever, they'll let you live there for next to nothing. And what an opportunity, right, to learn. I even found on Facebook there's a group of people that are from all over the world that are looking into this, and they move into these places, or they buy these places and they renovate them and they do all kinds of stuff. But this is a preserved culture, a time before everything went online, everything became electric. there's a possibility, there is a way to learn about the old way of living. It's still preserved, but it's about to fall away. So that was my idea. I thought that uh, I don't know about many other different cultures, but I know about Japan is that what we are moving into as a culture on the world, I think we're moving more into a more of an analog phase. We're kind of going back to our roots and trying to find out what makes us really happy. We've progressed up until this point. I don't know if it's really progression. It could be regression, but we've moved into this point where many people are so unhappy with their lives, unhappy with the day to day grind, with whatever the 9 to 5 work day, the all of these different things that they have to do, being in places that they don't want to be in, being in sometimes, yeah, just doing a lot of things that they don't want to do that don't make them happy, and that they don't really see the fruit of their labor. They're making something, but they're working somewhere very hard, but they don't get to see something, or they don't get to see the joy that someone might get from whatever it is they're making. This is not everyone, but I think overall as a society, we're focused on this office work and sitting in front of the computer and doing something that we're not even sure is meaningful. I found for myself during the crazy 3 years that I was in that, I started questioning, like, oh, everything that I'm doing is not necessary, and I started looking outside, because we're not supposed to go outside. I went outside all the time because just it's BS. But anyway, but I used to, I'd walk around and I'd find that the only people that were actually working outside were like the carpenters, and they were building homes. And I thought, these guys, we need them. They're doing the job that needs to be done, like the job that I was doing. While maybe it could be necessary for in one way or another, it's not really, they could do without me. you know, it's, um, and I think that really kind of opened my eyes up to, oh, I really have to figure out what I'm doing, and what is really important to me. And for example, for me, I want to see the fruits of my labor. um and so, like, for example, now channeling, and also I started teaching music. It really helps me to see, with music you're teaching, what's the word, a dream. You're giving someone a dream, a possibility. The sky's the limit, and you're also giving them an ability to escape from the everyday grind. And so the channeling too, it helps me to bring messages and try to bring hope. So for example, but yeah, so I think Japan could be a blueprint. That's the word I was looking for the future, for a way to learn how to make a community, right? Because the communities are already there; they're already set up. The houses are there. The people are there. The people who have this knowledge, for example, this knowledge, are there, and they just want to pass it on because they have so much information. Generations and generations of information. So I just thought that might be a blueprint for the rest of the world, on how to create villages, how to survive, without being attached to the grid so much, for example. Anyway, so that was part of it that I wanted to say, and also the idea of forgiveness. Forgiveness on our world is kind of overlooked unless you're doing the Course in Miracles, and the Course in Miracles is all about forgiveness. And um, so, for example, lesson 63: the light of the world brings peace to every mind through my forgiveness. How holy are you who have the power to bring peace to every mind? How blessed are you who can learn to recognize the means for letting this be done through you? What purpose could you have that would bring you greater happiness? Okay, so that's that. So this idea of forgiveness is the idea of letting go of your judgments on the world. We create all these rules on the world, like this person should do that, this day should be like this, and this should be like that, and our judgments are what keep us in prison. And so it's very important. This forgiveness practice is very important because it makes you feel good, makes you feel better. But also it's very important for what the time that we're coming into. So we are, as many people are aware of, we are approaching a time of revelation, and I wouldn't say it's like the biblical revelation, although many people say that is. Um, but revelation in the meaning that things that were hidden will be revealed. It is a time of revealing of everything that was on the planet, everything that was hidden, everything that we didn't see, all of it. It's going to be revealed, and when it's revealed, of course, the first step is shock, right, and fear, and then after that, it is coming to terms with understanding what it is. And then the most important step is the forgiveness step. That is the step for us as humans to get to the next step. That is part of our ascension process. And I imagine that the universe sees that we're ready for it, or most of us we're ready for it. And so um, that's what I want to talk about. That this forgiveness is really, really important. That's the most important part of this process. Of course, you need to go through your emotions with it, right? So you see something that was hidden, that was revealed, and it's shocking. And oh my God, what is this? And you go through an array of different emotions, and that's important, right? You want to just you don't want to block those emotions. You feel through those emotions. You feel like the anger and the injustice and the all of these different things. Feel all that, go through all those emotions, and then the next step is to try to understand, to forgive, and that is a difficult step. It's one of the most difficult steps. And I'm going to turn on my heater because I'm cold. Okay. But yeah, that is the most important step. And that is the final step for us as humans in order to move to the next place that we're going to. I think this is like a final exam that we're approaching. We're approaching a final exam. And the test is, will we be able to forgive? Will we be able to see everything that was hidden? And will we be able to process it and forgive it and not judge it and not hold anger for it? And whew, I, you know, I don't know. I hope we can. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. The Japan as a blueprint and how important forgiveness is. Now, I'd like to go into a channeling. I'm going to ask the guides what they would like to bring to us today, what they would like to say, and we'll just see. Here we go. Greetings. We are that one that you know of as Jesus, and we are very happy to be able to share this time on your planet, to share this passing moments, these moments that are very, very precious. You would, if you could see the way that time is spread out at the moment, if you could see the succession of events that you have been going through and that you are going through, you would understand how precious these moments are at this moment. These are very, very precious moments. And these moments that you are in at this moment are what we would say important times of preparation, of preparing your heart, of preparing your courage, of preparing your love, of preparing your forgiveness, of being ready. This is the time to be ready. And by ready, we mean to be in a state of love and to be in a state of openness and not to bury or burden yourself too much with too many different things. Try not to do too many things, but keep a part of yourself open and ready. And that is what we would say, because this, as this being was saying, this revelation, yes, this revelation is coming. There will be a great reveal of many things that have been hidden for a very, very long time, and you are all very, very much ready for this. This is your time, and you have come for this time. This is what you have been training for many, many lifetimes for. So you are more than ready. You are so ready. And what we would like to say, though, is that it's very, very important to understand that you are the light of the world, that when things around you seem to be hopeless, when things get dark around you, understand that you are the candle, you are the light, you are the one that is shining the light. So understand this, that whatever you go through, you bring the hope, you bring the light. And the hope and the light are not outside of you, they're inside of you. And what we would say that this experience of revelation will be a possibility, a practice time for you to truly understand what this means. Because we are not talking in analogies, we are talking about true light. We are talking about you are the light, that you create the light of this world. And you will start to see this visually, you might say. You'll start to understand this more clearly, even in this third dimension rising. You will start to understand this concept. And that is the concept that you will start to understand. And what we would say for all of you is that in this revelation time, understand that you are completely and utterly safe. Understand that there is no reason ever to go into fear. Understand that you will be and are taken care of. You are very, very much protected. You have guidance. You have guidance. You have guides that are there with you 24 hours of the day, 7 days of the week. They are there to guide you. Listen to your guidance. Do not listen to the fear. Understand that when things start to get a little bit dark around you, that is not the truth. That you are the light. That the light that you see on the outside is your light projected outside. And so understand that you, if you stay in if you stay in love, if you stay in connection, you will be completely and utterly protected and safe, as you are always completely and utterly protected and safe. But when you go into fear, you will take steps that will might take you into a place that you don't want to go. And this is true for every part of your life. When you make a decision based on fear, you create more fear. When you make a decision based on love, you create more love. So, what we would say to you, and what we think is a very, very important thing for you to remember in these times coming, is that you are safe, you are protected, you are love. And when you make decisions for love, you create more love and you create more light. And that is the exit way. That is how to get out of this. That is the part of this test is, will you be able to choose love over fear? Can you choose love over fear? When you can't see outside, when you can't see the hope outside of you, will you be able to bring that hope from inside of you to the outside of you? This is the time, light workers. This is the time for you to shine your light. This is what you came here for. This is what you might call the final test, you might say, the final exam. And this is a beautiful exam because it is very, very simple. All you need to do is choose love, and you will be safe and you will be protected. Choose love, choose love, choose love. That is all you need to do. We are Jesus, and we're very happy to be able to share this time with you. Mm, mm. Okay, yeah. There you go. Choose love, choose love, choose love. And forgiveness, because that is a representation of love. And yep, so there you go. Yeah, so thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. And maybe, hopefully, if all goes well, I will see you guys tomorrow. And yeah, so ciao.